A lot happened in Week 11. And guess what? You've come to the right place because we're going to break it all down for you. We're going to talk straight cash and just trash on the show today. Give you a little recap of the week. Let's get straight to it.
Welcome to the FantasyLand Football Podcast.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Welcome into the show. Hope your Monday morning has been fantastic. I hope you can, listen to this and be like, you know what? Hell yeah. My Monday morning was absolutely my G.
You know what?
This is Zach. Yeah, go ahead.
If you listen to the podcast right now and you're supposed to be at work and you took the day off, shout out to you.
Just singling out a very specific market of people there.
You got to think about it. It's Thanksgiving week. People are really don't want to go to work for the 3 days they have to go to work.
Yeah.
They probably took the week off, or they're going to take the Monday off and go to work for one day. Who knows?
Yeah. Do you have any Thanksgiving traditions? I mean, you're not in America. You're in Sydney. But do you have any traditions that you stick to right now, or are you kind of just not really an American anymore?
That's basically what it is. When you live in a different country, you're not really an American.
No.
I mean, no traditions that I can pass on besides having Thanksgiving dinner, and that doesn't happen here.
Yeah.
So
make it happen. Okay. I hope you're having a great Monday. Looking forward to eating some food this week. It's Thanksgiving. It's going to be a fun week. It is the 23rd of November. It is Monday. Glad that you would choose to listen into the show. Hopefully, we're going to kickstart your week.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, oh my goodness. Patrick Mahomes on the last drive.
Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
Absolutely clutch, ice in his veins. And I'll be honest with you, it didn't look hard at all for Patrick Mahomes on Sunday Night Football, game-winning drive. Oh, my goodness.
It was weird because he was struggling the whole time. He was getting the ball down the field. Wasn't converting on third down. Next minute, game's on the line. All right, let's do it. And hits every pass.
It's like that moment when you're playing with your cousin. You're playing basketball with your cousins at a family reunion, and your parents make you, allow your little cousins to score some points on the basketball court, and then it's game point, and you're like, all right, you know what? Screw this. I'm about to go ham on these 8-year-olds and just slap the ball out of the air and just take over the game.
Yeah, you gotta take over. That's it. And that's what Patty did.
Take over mode. Yeah. No, he absolutely went off. I am hyped because I've got Travis Kelce in the league, and that last touchdown, I screamed at the top of my lungs, and I was hyped, and my apartment neighbors were not excited about it. All right, guys, week 11, a lot to talk about. Let's talk about some news.
What is going on here?
Okay, what is going on around the National Football League? What's the need to know news? Not goss, the news, Badaki.
Obviously, if you don't know, Joe Burrow's out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. You saw that hit that he took against the Washington football team. Yes, let's just we're praying. You gotta pray. You gotta pray for the man. Rookie season. I think that he is gonna come back strong. And if you're a Bengals fan, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Why don't we take 3 seconds of silence? Joe B. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it together. That's for you, Joe. In all seriousness, we are praying for you. Tough kid. I have no doubt he's going to be back.
Yeah.
Tua, another rookie.
Yeah.
Benched.
He got the boot. He was just like, you know what? You're not good enough. Go sit down. Nah, I think we spoke about this before, off the podcast, how I thought this was going to happen. I told this, and I said that, I think that he is going to have this run, and then at one point, he's going to get benched just because Miami is in contentions to be in the playoffs, and they have to do everything possible to win. And apparently, they thought the best thing was to bench Tua and bring in Matty Fitz.
Hello, you play to win the game.
I'm angry at this decision. I am furious at this decision. Okay, yeah. You're telling me that the best chance for you to win the game is to bench your rookie quarterback? I'm sorry. He should have never been the starter then if that's how you feel. Every rookie deserves a chance to lead a game-winning drive. You're telling me that this kid has to go into the locker room after that game knowing that Ryan Fitzpatrick threw a pick and that he had no chance to prove himself.
Right.
You are telling me that is what's good for a rookie quarterback? Brian Flores, I'm pissed. I'm just going to be honest with you. I hated that move. I am absolutely furious with this decision. You need to let Tua make a mistake. If he leads the drive and you lose the game on an interception, oh well.
Right.
It happened.
Yeah.
But you took him out and you took that chance away from him to allow him to get a game-winning drive. I have no words to say how upset I am. And I know we didn't talk about this, and this may surprise you. I was pissed when I saw this happen.
I get you. It is frustrating. I understand, trying to build confidence in your rookie quarterback. I guess it's a football move, maybe a terrible football move, but it is what it is. Apparently, he's going to start next week. So
yeah, but dude, oh my God. So much about a rookie season is about confidence.
Yeah,
building confidence, saying I can be in this league. I am made for this league.
Yeah, for sure.
You're gonna take him out. What the hell is going through Tua's head right now? My coach didn't believe in me. That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
My coach didn't believe in me.
You're right.
It's terrible. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but if you're watching, I've got a serious face.
Check it out on YouTube right now.
I'm pissed. I'm honestly, this was my most frustrating part of the entire day, and I will not accept it. I will not accept anything. If you're a Dolphins fan, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I genuinely want to know. Do you feel the same way? Whatever. Maybe I am overreacting. Rex Burkhead, a little bit of a sad scenario. Nice transition there, right?
Yeah, I think Patriots fans are probably just as upset as Zach right now with Rex Burkhead, believed to have torn his ACL. MRI will confirm that today. But he is done for the rest of the season. He was out. He was carted off the field against the Texans there. Juju Smith also was in and out of the game yesterday. Nothing too serious apparently, but this could play a factor in the short week just because he's playing on the Thursday night, that Thanksgiving game, the Ravens against the Steelers. So if you have Juju, keep that in mind. See if he's going to play, if he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Lots of news happening around the league. The best way to keep up with all things fantasy football, guys, is to follow us on our social media accounts. On Instagram, that's FantasyLand Football. Twitter, that's FantasyLand_FB. You can watch the show on YouTube, or you can listen on any podcast platform in the world. All right, let's talk about some cash from this week.
If you don't write checks, how do you pay these guys? Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash. Okay. Lots of big performances this week.
Yeah.
And a lot of people probably happy with their squads, hopefully. Lots of cash to talk about. Every week we bring you a cash and a trash list. But let's start with cash. Let's start with the people who balled out this week and made the list. Start us off with our cash quarterbacks, Badaki.
That's right. Deshaun Watson did his thing against New England Patriots. That was the upset. I thought that. No, it wasn't really an upset. It's a very talented football team. Deshaun is very talented. But look, 344 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 31 fantasy points. If you had Deshaun Watson, you were happy that you started him. It was, I think, his best game of the season so far. Maybe he had one.
He's had 1 or 2 better. You're right.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I don't know if you saw his points at half, but he had pretty much really close to his final point total at halftime.
Oh, really?
I thought he was gonna drop a 40 bomb, or maybe even a 45 bomb, maybe 50. bombs all over the place. But I was actually surprised by his final score because the dude put up points in the first half.
Yeah, for sure.
And did you see that truck? He went full like Madden truck stick.
Yeah, he did.
On the goal line.
Bro.
Yeah. Quite impressive.
Yeah, it was very impressive. Obviously, if you had Deshaun Watson once again, you were really happy with his performance. Another guy that went in, the rookie himself,
Yes, sir.
Justin Herbert, 366, 3 touchdowns, 27 fantasy points. He did his thing against, that Jets defense, which is absolutely terrible. He was a must start this week. You're buzzing.
It doesn't matter what kind of haircut he has. This dude is legit. Obviously, Justin Herbert is the rookie of the year. There's no conversation anymore. Obviously. Who else is the rookie of the year?
Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. No, not rookie of the year. Justin Jefferson.
I think Justin Jefferson's rest of season could determine that for sure. That's a valid point. Maybe Clyde, but no one's put up the numbers. I guess you could say Jefferson because, man, he has been really good. But, dude, Justin Herbert, I feel, is locked in for Rookie of the Year. Both of these guys just had amazing weeks this week. Yeah. And I think Justin Herbert, especially his playoff schedule, my goodness. If you have Justin Herbert going into the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
I think you're feeling really good.
Yeah.
But let's talk about running backs, Badaki.
Yeah, running backs. Look, a lot of people did fairly decent today. They passed that. We like to say that 10-point threshold. So just keep that in mind. If you don't see a person on this list here, they were mentioned.
Yeah,
we're just highlighting.
And just to add on to that as well, Badaki. I know some people DM us and they're like, "Why wasn't this guy on the cash list? Why wasn't this guy on the trash list?"
Right.
You know what, guys? Like, just in all honesty, there's so many players in the league.
Yeah. And
we're not going to be able to highlight everyone. We just like to highlight people who we think did really well, or maybe people that we didn't expect to do well that did really well, or maybe just people who popped off. But we're not going to get to everyone. Just wanted to throw that little disclaimer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dalvin Cook, 27 carries, 115 yards, 1 touchdown, 25 fantasy points. If you have Dalvin Cook, it's typical. You were expecting this without a doubt. Derrick Henry, 28 carries, 133 yards, touchdown, 20 fantasy points. He won the game in OT. It was crazy.
It looked really bad until that overtime.
Yep. And if honestly, I wonder what was his stats right before overtime. I wish I can. Obviously, we can.
Well, you know what? That run was, I think, around 40 yards. I couldn't tell you exactly, but that one play got him almost 10 points.
Right.
So he almost had 10 points on the day. And, that's kind of the danger with Derrick Henry is he's not involved in the pass game at all.
No. Yeah, I think, once again, it's a tough, not once again, but he played against a good defense. That Ravens defense, technically, they're good. Their front four is good. So, I mean, is this a surprise? Is it really a surprise?
No, this isn't a surprise at all. No, I mean, I think you expect Derrick Henry. This is what he should be doing.
Right.
You're not hyped about it. You're like, yes, you should be doing this, Derrick Henry. Ezekiel Elliott.
He's back.
Wow. The comeback tour. Comeback kid is on his way.
Yeah.
21 carries, over 100 yards on the ground. By the way, his first game this year, over 100 rushing yards. There was a stat that was said on live broadcast. Zeke averages 7 or more games a season of over 100 rushing yards.
Wow.
And in this game, this was his first all year over 100 rushing yards. So on his comeback tour, he got a touchdown through the air, just under 20 fantasy points in PPR. We always talk PPR here on this show.
Yeah.
And the schedule gets a lot harder, but he looks decent in this game.
Yeah.
So should people have hope as a Zeke owner?
I think so. With Andy Dalton back, this team is significantly better. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can see when Andy Dalton's healthy, when he has just time to get with the team and to work out with them and to do all these things that he was supposed to do. I mean, we have to remember Andy Dalton, where he came from. He's a successful quarterback. He went to the playoffs. He was really good with
Never
the Bengals.
won one, but he did go to the playoffs.
I thought he did go.
No, sorry, you're right.
He went to
playoffs.
once.
He just never won
Yeah,
one.
he never won one. He went to the playoffs. But
You know, what's funny is I saw a tweet recently that said, why couldn't we just have had Jameis traded to the Cowboys if he wasn't going to start and then see him put up 25 touchdowns in the last month of football? And I think it's hilarious because could you imagine Jameis on this team with these offensive options? I mean, he could be not Dak, but he could be a top 10 quarterback, top 7.
I don't know, man.
In fantasy.
Yeah, for sure. In fantasy, for sure. It's hard to say with Jameis. It's hard to say. All right. Let's continue here. J.K. Dobbins, 15 carries. This is a surprise of the day.
Yes, sir.
1 touchdown, just under 19 points, 18.5 fantasy points. J.K. Dobbins came in. He scored. If you started him, you're buzzing.
Yeah. J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately, I don't know if this is going to be consistent or not, but I hope that they give him the work. I think they are a better team when J.K. is involved.
Yeah, for sure.
And that team is struggling, obviously. Melvin Gordon.
Shout out to Melvin. Trade him away this week in a very controversial trade. Arguably,
Very controversial.
Probably lost me this week. So, I mean, I wouldn't know until tonight.
You weren't going to start Melvin anyway. But look, here's the deal. Melvin had 15 carries on 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. Almost had a third, but he fumbled it. Finishing with just under 18.5 fantasy points. I don't think you can rely on this each week, but it's fun to see him on the cash list, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely good. It kind of gives you some hope if you have Melvin Gordon right now and your trade deadline hasn't passed.
Yeah, sell him.
Do it immediately because it's not easy.
All these guys on this list.
Straight cash, homie.
But let's talk about wide receivers. Oh my goodness. Keenan Allen with a team record in receptions yesterday.
Oh my God! Wow!
Just an amazing performance. 16 receptions on 19 targets.
Crazy.
145 yards and a touchdown. I was playing someone, and I had Justin Herbert in a league, and they had Keenan Allen in a league. Mm-hmm. And Keenan Allen got more points than Justin Herbert, even though Justin Herbert had an amazing game. This dude is putting up crazy numbers, and it's obvious that he is Herbert's favorite target. 16 receptions, just under 35 fantasy points in PPR. An amazing performance from Keenan Allen this week.
Absolutely. I think this is my top wide receiver that has moved up significantly for me going into next year.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I am taking him at the turn at the third.
Mm-hmm.
Before
second to third.
Say that again.
Second to third.
Yeah, second to third. Like I would highly consider Keenan. He's a PPR monster. This is absolutely ridiculous. If he continues this next year, Justin Herbert second year with a better offensive line, with more time, with Austin Eckler back.
Oh yeah.
This is crazy. I'm hyping myself up for next year. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen, 8 for 11,
Yes,
123 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, my guy is catching one-handed passes left and right, 32 fantasy points. You're buzzing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great performance from Adam Thielen. And this wide receiver core, this duo of Thielen and Jefferson is dangerous. Tyreek Hill is dangerous. Speed. I am speed. If you know the reference, shout out to Cars. 11 receptions on 14 targets, over 100 yards and a touchdown, 27 fantasy points. This is what we expect from Tyreek, but you got to give him a little round of applause. There you go, Tyreek. Do your thing, baby.
Shout out to Tyreek.
Okay. But a big surprise on the list is Damir. How do you say his name?
I'm going to say Demir.
Yeah, Demir Bird.
Demir Bird.
Okay, from the Patriots. 7 targets, 6 receptions, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Kind of took that Jacoby role. And we told people we're a little bit skeptical of Jacoby keeping that role. I don't think there is a solidified number one in New England, is there?
No, there isn't. I think Cam Newton is just still trying to find his rhythm. It's really interesting to see if he's going to stay on this team for next year.
Yeah, I honestly feel like, guys, with Cam Newton, he's this. Every time that the offense is out there, he's in desperation mode. Who the hell can I throw to? Who's going to catch the ball? I don't care who it is. He doesn't have a favorite. He just wants to try and win the game somehow.
Yeah.
But shout out to Bird with 26 fantasy points. And Devontae Detective Adams, the giveaway for this month.
Yep.
Make sure that you've entered it with RSA. That's on our Instagram. Pretty standard for Devontae Adams, 24 fantasy points. Let's talk about the tight end position, though, Badaki. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, we talked about him on the trade targets this week. But Travis Kelce, is he the biggest X factor in fantasy? We talked about it.
Yeah, we definitely talked about it. I think we spoke about it in the pod. We've been talking about it a lot off pod as well. He is the most, consistent tight end in the game. Bro, I'm actually curious to see I know his lowest scoring was 6 points. He hasn't had.
He would. Yeah.
10. I was going to say, I don't think he had less than 15 points throughout this whole season besides one game, but he did play one game where he had 10 points. But look, yeah, Travis Kelce, he did absolutely amazing. If you have Travis Kelce, you're buzzing. I know you're buzzing. You got Travis this week in a trade. I mean, goodness.
Yeah, I mean, look, every week you can expect it from him.
Oh my God, he on X Games mode.
But let's talk about Taysom Hill, because Taysom Hill, we're putting him on the cash list for tight end. If you're in the ESPN league, someone in your league played him at tight end this week. And I think it's stupid, but we have to talk about it.
It doesn't make any sense.
And when I say I think it's stupid, I just think it's stupid that ESPN has allowed it still. I get it, but he's a starting quarterback now.
Was he not?
Why wasn't there a change?
Was he not able to be put in the quarterback position, at all?
No, he's ranked. He's positioned as a quarterback and tight end, so you can put him in either. So it means that you can put him in your flex, tight end, and your quarterback position.
That's crazy.
I think ESPN has to make a change this week. It seems like a very unfair advantage, but hopefully you were able to take advantage of the advantage.
Yeah.
And you finished with over 24 fantasy points. Let's finish off this tight end list right quick. Darren Waller, 21 fantasy points, just over. Mark Andrews, 20 fantasy points in PPR. That's the tight end position that we want to see. Yeah, there's some consistency there. There's some big right games, big touchdowns.
That's right.
That's what we want to see from the tight end position. And unfortunately, next week, it might not look like that, but we have to hold on to hope. All right, and we have a little bonus for you on the cash list this week, Badaki. Who's the little bonus for the week?
The Browns defense, 20 fantasy points. Wow, look, obviously that's dependent on your league, but for us, it came out to 20. 5 sacks, 1 touchdown, 3 forced turnovers. Absolutely crazy. A pick 6. You saw that pick 6 that Carson Wentz threw. Absolutely disgusting. And the guy that Taki, I think his last name was.
Yeah. Look, I just think Carson Wentz,
That's terrible. That's a terrible idea.
I just feel like you gotta maybe see what else you have in Jalen Hurts at this point. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong, Eagle fans. I just think what's gonna hurt at this point. Some honorable mentions, Badaki, run us through some honorable mentions for the week.
Yeah, really fast. DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel both got 21 points. Michael Thomas is back. MT, the slant king, 19 fantasy points. I told you, Taysom Hill was gonna bring him back and be relevant. I'm still skeptical, but we'll see what happens on Thursday night. Tyler Lockett and Carlos Hyde, 21 fantasy points, 17 fantasy points for Carlos Hyde. And then Dallas Goedert came back. Hopefully this is Zach Ertz numbers when he does come back. 18 fantasy points for him. And then last but not least, Deontay Johnson, 23 fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
Did his thing. He did his thing.
Absolutely. Deontay Johnson is starting to show some consistency.
Yep.
And that's what we want to see ultimately at the end of the day. All right. That was our cash list of the day.
Straight cash, homie.
Of the week, rather. But every time we give you cash, you know this. Mm-hmm. We got to give you trash and break it all down. So let's talk about trash.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
He needs some milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I know it's hard to hear this, but some of you've got some trash players on your team.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe it was just a trash performance from a lot of these guys, but start us off, Badaki, with the quarterback trash this week.
Yeah, look, it wasn't too good for the quarterbacks here. Matty Ice, 2 interceptions, 5 fantasy points. It was a bit of a letdown. I mean,
Matty Ice
Ice
this time.
Ooh, Matty Ice.
Remember?
Yeah. Ooh, Matty Ice. Yeah, that's him. That was Matty Ice that came to the game on Sunday. 5 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, 7 fantasy points. He didn't do anything at all. Obviously, he has a tail ligament in his thumb. That probably played a huge factor for him in Sunday's game. But
and just want to, I don't want to run too quick through this one. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this could significantly hurt your receiving options in Detroit going forward.
Absolutely. Everyone. Kenny G is not back yet, but you probably are sitting on him and you're hoping that he's going to come back, and you're not confident in that. TJ Hawkinson, he had a decent game. This really bumps up the value for DeAndre Swift. If you have DeAndre Swift and you're in a playoff push, this can really help you for next week if he does come back next week. But yeah, Matthew Stafford, it was a big letdown. I started him in one league thinking that, this is typical Matthew Stafford. He plays through injuries and
trust issues.
Yeah, it's just not okay.
This is why we have fantasy football trust issues.
Can we use that? Trust issues from Drake? Nah, it's copyright, huh?
Trust issues, they're definitely going to copyright that. Shout out to the copyright system of the world.
Honestly.
I can sing it though. Trust issues.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do something like that. Tua Tagovailoa. Unlucky.
You ran through that last name real quick. You were like, I don't know exactly how to say this. I'm going to say it as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Go again. I just want to hear your try.
I'm going to do it slow. Tua. If I break it down, tag O via Ola.
Yeah, but try it all together. Let's hear it.
Tua Tagovailoa.
All right, not bad.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's Tua Tagovailoa. But
I don't know. Maybe we should call him.
I think we all could be wrong every time we say it.
Get him on the show. Maybe
but
he can tell
us. Not a great week from Tua. And obviously he was benched in the fourth quarter. We know how upset I am about that. But you know what?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Running backs. Guys, it was hard to find running backs.
Yeah.
So we've got some for you, but overall, most people did decently.
Yeah, like I said, we try to get, if people get over that 10-point threshold, we try not to put them on the list just because they produce in some way, even if it was very minuscule. But these are the guys that land on the list. Todd Gurley, 3.9 fantasy points, only 8 carries this game. Obviously, they were down early. He didn't really do too much. And then also Duke Johnson, 10 carries, 15 yards, 6 fantasy points. It's nothing was really happening for these guys.
Yeah, and look, we've been saying to trade Todd Gurley so much this year. And we said it in one of our last one of the podcasts, maybe it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the thought behind it was, look at his numbers. He's been wildly inefficient.
Yeah.
Wildly inefficient. And I think finally what we said would happen happened, and he finished with a terrible game. And look, we don't want to wish bad games on anyone.
Right.
But it just, other than those touchdowns, Todd Gurley's season does not look good when you look at efficiency-wise.
No.
He needs some milk.
But let's talk about the wide receivers here.
Yeah.
A surprise name on the list to start us off here. Doesn't feel good for you. Just traded for this guy.
Yeah, I just traded for this guy. It's actually Todd Gurley's teammate, Julio Jones. Julio. Only 2 for 2, 39 yards, 5.9 fantasy points. It was obvious that he was struggling with the tightness in his hamstring. And I don't think they wanted to push that. He was really only in the game when it was necessary. 4th down conversions, third and short, maybe.
Wow.
Like,
sorry. I didn't realize he only had 2 targets on the day.
Yeah, only 2 targets. The very first pass,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure the very first pass or second pass of the game was to Julio. And I was like, yes, this is a great start. You know, like, all right, we're going to feed Julio.
Nakmana.
Yeah, next minute. Where's Julio? Oh, Julio's walking to the blue tent. I was like, oh, no.
Oh my God, the blue tent. Can we please? That's got to be a meme. I don't know how, but it's not. You're not concerned about this as a Julio owner. I feel like you should be,
right?
But you're not.
I think for me, the way I see it is that I think for me personally, looking at my team, I'm not concerned. Okay, so let me take that out of so everyone can kind of understand. I'm not concerned because I think Julio has been dealing with this injury for a while. They're not going to make a playoff push, so they're either not going to risk it. And when I say they're not going to risk it, I mean, like, you know, they probably won't utilize him a lot, which is okay for me because I'm still okay with my receivers. But if you are somebody in position that Julio is your top receiver and you have somebody really weak, you know, in a receiver position, I'll definitely be concerned for sure.
Okay, so I just want to summarize what's just happened. You're not concerned because your team's good and you don't necessarily need Julio.
Yeah.
But everyone else in all of fantasy should definitely be concerned.
Well, depending on their team. Depends on their team, you know.
I think you should be concerned if you own Julio Jones because of the reasons you said. Yeah, like they're not going to make playoffs. And maybe they are going to be cautious with his return. And he has been dealing with this injury for a long time.
Yeah.
And if it keeps coming up, maybe there needs to be some sort of recovery. We haven't heard any reports on it yet. Hopefully throughout the day we will.
Yeah.
But hopefully he plays.
Hopefully.
Because Calvin Ridley's better when Julio's out there, and Julio's better when Calvin Ridley's out there. We want to see these guys play together.
Mm-hmm.
Juju, all I do is TikTok Smith-Schuster.
Didn't do too well either.
We need to look up the stats. What's the stats on the year? More TikToks or receptions for Juju?
More TikToks. I think he has more receptions.
Yeah. I don't know. Him and Claypool are always TikToking, but not a good day for Juju. Not a good day at all. And this is why we have trust issues, because he started to build some trust and then he destroyed everything.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship's gone. 4 receptions, 19 yards, and under 6 fantasy points.
Yeah.
This is what we've always said the whole year about the Steelers wide receiver core.
To be fair, he was hurt. He was in and out of the game. He's having some sort of issue. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if it's an ankle issue or a hamstring issue. I still have to look it up. But look, I'm concerned about Juju just purely because it's a short week, like I said earlier in the Need to Know news. I'm a big concern there. But the next guy is who I'm really concerned about. T. Higgins. 3 receptions, 10 targets though, 10 targets. Yeah. But obviously that's probably played a huge factor. Obviously when Joe wasn't hurt, 5.6 fantasy points. If you have any Bengals wide receivers,
this is bad.
Their value has dropped tremendously. Tyler Boyd, Adrian Green was already irrelevant. T. Higgins also value has dropped tremendously. It's sad because Tyler Boyd was doing so well.
Yep.
That's terrible.
I don't know why I love that drop so much. But no, for real, if you own T. Higgins, I am sorry because, man, there was such a high ceiling for T and Boyd.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what that's going to look like anymore. It's going to affect every fantasy option in Cincinnati has just gone down a lot, including Joe Mixon when he returns and Giovanni Bernard. So it's
unlucky.
It's sad. This is football though. Jerry Jeudy to finish off our trash list. I don't want to be too hard on him because I don't think he's getting great quarterback play. Under 7 fantasy points, and I feel like if this guy had a really solid quarterback as far as accuracy, this dude could be putting up numbers. But the tight end position, Hayden Hurst, 0 catches on 2 targets. The goose of the week from Hayden. Man. Hayden, it hurts.
Your boy.
It hurts.
Did you start him?
I started him
in all your leagues.
in all my leagues except for the one I have Travis Kelce in, and I left Jonnu Smith on the bench, and I am in pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If that helps you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
I'm in pain. Hayden hurts me a lot. And he said, hey, I would like the goose egg special, please, chef.
Yeah.
Give me nothing today. I'm happy with nothing. And unfortunately, it screwed a lot of people in fantasy this week.
Yeah,
but
it definitely
you're
did.
going to have to start him next week if you have him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hayden Hurst is so very inconsistent this year. You really wish Austin Hooper was still on this team.
Yeah, you do.
Jared Cook, 1 for 1 for 6 yards, 1.6. Let's do the math. 1 for 1 for 6 yards, 1.6. GG's to Jared.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Jared Cook.
Yeah.
No longer relevant as a fantasy tight end. Keep him.
Yeah, with Taysom Hill leading the way here.
With Taysom Hill throwing the ball to himself in the tight end position, he's going to get more points than Jared Cook.
Yeah, honestly. You know what's crazy is Taysom Hill could be the highest scoring tight end for the Saints this year. And he might only start for 3 or 4 weeks. But, you know, I think Taysom Hill, it's pretty obvious that he hurts everyone on this offense except for maybe Michael Thomas because he's force-feeding Michael Thomas targets.
Absolutely. And
Fun
that was crazy.
stat of the day that sucks if you own Alvin Kamara. This is the first game in Alvin Kamara's career that he didn't have a reception. In his entire career, this is the first game he hasn't had a reception. That's alarming. That's alarming going forward.
I think it's a Sean Payton thing. You know what? We're going to feed Michael Thomas. Next week, watch it be all about Alvin.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, well, we are going to move on and talk about Monday Night Football. But first, we want to let you guys know that you can now support the show. You can support Badaki and I, the FantasyLand Football Podcast, if you like. What does that mean? How do people do it, Badaki?
Yeah, just like Zach said, just a way to support the show. If you like what we're doing, if you like fantasy football, if you love the podcast, if you like the YouTube videos, if you like the streaming channel, these are all ways to support that. You know, go to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam. There's 3 different tiers that kind of give you 3 different options of what you want to do. We're also focusing now. We know a lot of you aren't in the playoffs anymore, but if you are listening to the podcast, that's amazing. Let's gear up for next year.
Listen to it no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. We're really excited for next year, but we're still focused on this year. Look, patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.
Yep.
Huge love.
Huge love. Would love to see you guys support if you are able to. And just want to let you know, we are continually trying to build this podcast.
Yeah.
And with your support along the way, we can look back in a year, in 2 and 5 years, whatever it looks like, and say, because of the Fantasyland fam, because of you guys believing in us, we were able to grow this podcast to where it is. Have appreciated the support so much in this first year. You guys have been awesome. Let's talk Monday Night Football.
Are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football? That was my best George Bush impression. Monday Night Football madness. I love Monday Night Football. It's going to be a good one, too. This is no trash primetime games this week.
No.
Every primetime game this week has been really good.
Yeah, game of the week was good. Sunday night game was good. Thursday night game was good. Hopefully Monday night game is good.
Absolutely. We got the 6-3 Rams at the 7-3 Buccaneers.
There's a lot of fantasy points left.
A lot of fantasy
This is
points
so
left.
many fantasy players on each of these teams that, wow.
I dare to say that if you have someone in one of these teams, obviously your week's not over. Probably the most obvious thing we've ever said on this podcast. But a lot is left tonight. It's not like when the Patriots and Jets are playing. It's like, is anyone starting Jamison Crowder or Cam Newton? Lots of fantasy relevant players.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a fun game. I do think... let's give predictions at the end. Let's talk about the Rams, Badaki.
Yeah. Roberto Woods, Cooper Kupp. Obviously, these are the two top receivers that are on the team that has been somewhat relevant. But there's also one guy I want to add as well as Josh Reynolds. He's been putting up points. He's been finding the end zone. He's been becoming this third receiver, this Brandon Cooks type of guy, kind of molding in with all these guys. So I think that, one of these guys are going to have a good game. I personally think 2 out of these 3 guys is going to have a good game. I really hope it's Woods and Kupp because I have them on both my teams in 2 separate leagues, and both of these guys can win me my game. But yeah, that's really it.
You know what, man? Like, I don't want to be that guy, but man, if you drafted these guys, are you really happy? Are you really happy about it?
Yeah.
I
get you.
Robert Woods was a big name coming in to this year. Are you happy?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it sounds like I'm talking to like an ex.
No.
You feel good about yourself? You happy now?
No.
But seriously, it's kind of sad.
No, for sure. You think about who was drafted before, like who was drafted before all these guys, or after? Sorry, who was drafted after all these guys? I know, like
Calvin Ridley, AJ Brown.
Was Calvin Ridley drafted after Robert Woods?
After both of them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley was drafted in the 5th round or 6th.
In our league.
In a lot of leagues. That was his average draft position. But
wow.
Anyway, I don't want to... I feel like anyone who has Kupp or Woods is just like, can we please move on?
No, for sure. And I think there's still hope. I think these guys are 2 great receivers. That's why I have them on my team. They have a great playoff schedule. So I think this is something great that can happen.
Yeah, definitely. I think part of that is because the offense changed a little bit this year. They are very running back heavy, and I guess Todd Gurley was that guy, not last year, but he was the guy beforehand. But it's just the offense is not as scary as it used to be.
No, it's...
When it comes to fantasy, it's not as relevant as it used to be.
It's kind of everywhere.
It's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of a who's going to be relevant this week type offense. And especially in the running back position, it's a Russian roulette situation. We say it all the time, but who's going to be relevant this week? We don't know.
I wish I can tell you.
Maybe Darrell Henderson.
Last week, everyone thought it was Darrell Henderson. Malcolm Brown ran it in for 2 touchdowns.
What can you say about that?
The GG's, boys. Thanks for playing.
Let's talk about the Bucs side of the ball. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Gronk, Ronald Jones, Tom Brady. This is a Madden Ultimate team. No, this is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Surprise. Gotcha. It's a great team.
Yeah.
It's a great team.
I think you're starting everyone here with confidence besides Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Everyone we just named, you have to start besides Antonio Brown. If you are questioning starting any of these guys, I'm questioning you, really. Why aren't you?
Let's not undervalue the Rams defense though.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I'm not saying that you shouldn't start any of these guys or that you should be hesitating to start these guys because of the Ram defense. I just think all these guys we name, besides Antonio Brown, is a must start.
Right. They are must starts regardless of situation. I get you.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's fair. I understand that. I feel like we said this before and we'll say it again. This is an offense that is lined up with stars, which is great for the team. Not always great for fantasy football. And I think this might be one of those games where a couple people will have great games.
Yeah.
And other people might just be really average.
Yeah.
Like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or Antonio Brown. One of these guys are going to have 7 fantasy points. And that sucks. right?
Yeah.
Because they all are capable of putting up 30 points.
Mhm. I think this is going to be the game where Antonio Brown is going to find the end zone.
Yeah.
Jalen
Feels
Ramsey
like it's
is
overdue
surely
for them.
covering Mike Evans.
Yeah.
You know?
It'll be a fun one to watch, that's for sure. I'm excited to watch the game.
Yeah.
I'm less excited as a Chris Godwin owner to be frustrated every time Antonio Brown gets the ball, because why?
Why?
Great analysis, guys. No, but for real, obviously a great team. Let's talk predictions. You're starting all these guys we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk predictions. Who have you got winning the game? I'll start us off. I do believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win this game. And my reason is the GOAT, Tom Brady. I think that Jared Goff is a system quarterback. No offense. That's not necessarily a diss at all. Maybe it's a compliment because he can fit within the system that Sean McVay wants to run.
Right.
But he is kind of in that game manager type scenario, and we've seen Tom Brady take over games this year. I'm personally going with the Bucs, and I think they'll win by 10 points.
Oh, man. I might have to lean with you here. The reason why I think the Rams could win is purely because of their defense. I think the Bucs defense are very good. I think they slipped up a lot. They exposed a lot of things, but the Rams have been shutting the Rams defense has really been shutting people out, especially Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. I think, they can really play a big factor. It's a close one, but I'm taking the Bucs for sure.
I like it. All right, guys, that's Monday Night Football. Hey, just want to let you guys know, if you do not know yet, we go live on Saturday on our YouTube page, which is FantasyLand Football. Type that into YouTube. You'll be able to find it. It's also in our Instagram bio, where our link tree is. We go live on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we go live to answer all your start-sit questions for the week.
Yeah.
We have a lot of the Fantasyland fam community join us. It's been awesome to see everyone ask their questions, and we pretty much just answer questions for a straight hour and a half. And it's actually really fun to hang out with you guys and answer the questions. So just want to let you know, head to YouTube, turn on those notifications so you don't miss when we go live.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you there. Do not miss our next episode, Week 12 waiver wire targets. Guys, there are still people out there who can help you win a fantasy championship. I promise you, we're going to dig through the dirt and try and find a diamond in the rough, if you will, for your fantasy playoffs. Don't miss out on the Devontae Adams giveaway. How do people enter the Devontae Adams signed jersey giveaway, Badaki? How do they actually do that?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of different ways. Obviously, you can go on our Instagram. Actually, that's really it. Just go on our Instagram
And Twitter.
and follow the how to enter steps. And there's a lot of bonus entries, which is really good for you. A lot of extra bonus entries, especially if you leave a review, if you tag some other people, if you sign up to our Patreon, which is really great. It gives you automatic max entries. But yeah, go to our Instagram and our Twitter. We have a post up there, and you can just go through there, follow the steps.
Follow the steps. All right, Badaki, what do you need to win tonight in your league? How about the league we cover on this podcast, the Fellowship of the Fantasy League? What do you need to win in this league that we cover?
I need Rob Gronkowski, Ryan Suckup, and Roberto Woods to get me at least. If one of those guys score, or if Gronk or Robert Woods score, I win. Roberto Woods. Oi, Roberto Woods. Let's go. We actually have to hype. You know what? If you need people
hype
to
it
win,
up.
hype it up. That's right. You got to hype it up
Believe in it.
because this is it. They feel the atmosphere. Every time I see the Giants play, I'm screaming at the TV because I know Danny Dimes can feel that.
That's right. Hey, If someone scores tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, I don't care if you're in your parents' house. I don't care if you're in an apartment. Whatever happens, if someone scores for your team, just let's go! Let's go! Just scream it at the top of your lungs. I did that when Travis Kelce caught a touchdown last night. And did my upstairs neighbors slam on the floor and tell me to shut the hell up? Yes, of course they did.
They don't care.
But I don't care. I'm
That's right.
hyped.
They don't care. They don't love football as much as
fantasy
you
is
do.
all about. Yeah. Let's go. All right, guys. We're obviously delirious from an amazing day of football. I love football. Good luck tonight, guys. Good luck on Monday Night Football. We hope that you get the dubs, secure the bags. We will see you on the show tomorrow. As always, see you there.
See you there.
Hey, yeah, you, the one listening to this podcast, you made a good decision today. Keep making those good decisions. You know what? Go ahead and do a little dance right now, like no one's watching. 'Cause you deserve it.